Welcome back to Ways to Love Your Money. I'm Elisabeth Dawson, and we have Gull Khan here. She is an intuitive life coach. I can't wait for you to hear her story. This is about having a great relationship with money and having great energy to attract money. So we're going to talk about the law of attraction, and we're also going to talk about something called making my money my best friend. Well, who doesn't want to make their money their best friend? We don't want to be afraid of it. We want to actually, attract something that's beautiful to us. All right, stay tuned. You're going to want to watch this show, and it's going to change your perspective and your whole world that you look at money about. So stay tuned.
Do you have questions about Social Security? Let us help you maximize your Social Security benefits and minimize your tax obligations by clicking the link below to get your free Social Security analysis today.
Welcome back to Ways to Love Your Money. I'm Elisabeth Dawson, and we have Miss Gull Khan with us today, and she is going to tell us how to make money our best friend. I can't wait for her to tell us our story. So welcome so much. We're so glad to have you, Gull, and tell us how to make money our best friend.
Hi, Elisabeth. I'm so excited to be here. So thank you for having me. Right. So how to make money your best friend. So that's probably the easiest thing you can do. And I always say to people, that's the first thing you should focus on before you even think about making money, having money, keeping money. Make money your best friend. And that will also bring to the highlight all the icky, yucky feeling that you have towards money, which some you may not be aware of. So we're going to, with this thing is limited beliefs around money. And we haven't got the time to go into it too much detail, but you realize when if you read books like Think and Grow Rich, you think, oh, I want money. Money means freedom. Money means prosperity. Because I get that quite a lot when I ask in my workshops, right? But when I dig deep, I know for a fact that's a superficial comment that people make. They don't really truly feel about that. Because honestly, if you really think money was your freedom, if you really thought money was a prosperity and it was a wonderful thing, you would have it in your bank account. It's just money doesn't do gray matter. It's either black and white. It's either in your bank account or it's not, right? So the first thing everyone should focus on is make money your best friend. And the question is, how do we do that? And I have created something called, making your money avatar. So in the business space, we all do something called creating your ideal client avatar. This is where the idea came from. I thought, well, if I want to work with my ideal client, what if I had some, if money became this best friend of mine, I created an avatar for it. And also the movie, the Avatar, that's also something which triggered it as well. So this is the point behind it. If you create this money avatar, actually have conversations with it. Now, some of me thinking, have a conversation with money? Are you good? Are you off your rocker? No, I'm not. Okay. So just very quickly, we know for a fact that everything is energy, and this includes money, right? I'm a different form of energy. Money is a different form of energy. It's paper. If your atoms at the core of it, we're all the same, right? We're basically the same. I just have consciousness, which gives me willpower. Money does not have that ability. Money is neutral. It doesn't have a willpower. It can't choose to come to me and not come to you, Elisabeth. It has to go to both, right? Depending on as long as you're applying the rules. So if that's the case, if money is energy and I'm energy, then I can use my imagination, which is my powerhouse. It's so powerful. It's such a powerful tool that is so underutilized. I can use my imagination to create a money avatar and then actually have a conversation and build a relationship with money in my mind. But that will have a knock-on effect and highlight inside of me all the ideas, beliefs, and things I've taken off from my parents, my primary caregivers, and even the TV and now social media about money. It will just be highlighted. So if I'm uncomfortable with talking to money, I would realize why. If money is my best friend, why am I uncomfortable? Do you see what I mean? Now the question is, how do we create a money avatar? And it's very, very simple. It's very similar to the way I think you would create an ideal client. But the way I say is, close your eyes, and I want you to think of, and you, by the way, I base this on your intuition. So your intuition comes from your gut feeling, okay? And that the answer, whatever question you ask, the answer comes within the first 3 seconds. The first 3 seconds. Anything after that is logical mind coming up with the answer. So when you ask these questions, the question I'm about to ask, listen to the first answer that pops into your head, whatever the answer is, and just note it down mentally or paper on piece of paper. So those listening can even write this down if they want. But the first question you need to ask is, okay, so my money avatar, is it male or female? Okay, important. Now, by the way, another proviso I want to add in here, whatever money avatar you create, keep it platonic. it's your best friend, but you're not sexually or romantically involved with money, do not get that involved, because honestly, your love life will screw up your money. Seriously, it would. Sorry, a bad thing to use, but it will. Right?
I love it.
So don't mingle the two. Keep it platonic. Keep it your best friend. So you can have a guy best friend or a girl best friend. It doesn't really matter. But pick one. Pick a gender. So okay, what is it? Then you want to actually, give that money avatar physical attributes. What hair color, the eye color, the skin tone, what kind of age group is that person in, what kind of background did they come from, what kind of personality do they have. So I'll give you my example. So my best friend is Michelle. Michelle is a quirky, really sexy, really sassy, really intelligent, but really bimboish at times. Pretty much 2.0 version of me. Who loves to talk, who loves to mingle with people, and yet she has this really sensible head on her head, so she can advise me. And she's my best friend. She has golden curly locks, big green eyes, and I can sit there and describe to you in detail exactly what my money avatar looks like. Why? Because I used my imagination to create it. Now, here's another thing. I want you to come up with these ideas. Do not use a celebrity. Your money avatar cannot be a family member, cannot be a friend cannot even be a celebrity. Yes, you can use physical attributes from celebrities. Yes, you can, to create this person inside of your head. The idea is it's a new person that doesn't have any negative energy or positive energy, either way, it doesn't matter, from anyone else. So you don't want to contaminate your energy around this money avatar from anybody else, celebrities or family members and so forth. You want to keep it unique. You want to keep this unique individual you created with your mind, using your imagination, and you have this picture inside of your head. Then go and give them physical personality attributes. So do they talk, are they the strong? I have people who have something like Indian goddess to someone like either Mike Tyson or something similar, not Mike Tyson, but someone who's some structure similar to that. They can be your money avatar depending on what your intuition wants. Keep in mind, the image that pops into my head will be very different from you, Elisabeth. Why? Because my needs are different. So my intuition will give me a different picture. You will be given what you need at that time. So as you develop this relationship with your money avatar, this picture can evolve too, right? As you would do with your client as well. Your clients, your ideal client avatar could evolve over time as you grow in your capacity as a business owner as well. So this is the first thing. We first create this image, and once you have that down, the next step is very simple, to start having conversations. The question is, well, how do I do that? Very simply. Now, I'm assuming most people who now understand that idea of meditation, going into the, lowering their brain waves into, breathing, using breathing techniques and so forth. So I would want you to slow down your breathing, and actually, and through the breathing, you slow down your brain waves, go from mid beta to low beta to, you should be around alpha brain waves. And you can do that. There's various breathing techniques and that you can do from YouTube, other places that you can do to get into this meditative state. Now, once you're in a meditative state, you've got insight in your mind. I want you to see yourself sitting with your money avatar. And the first time I do this quite a lot in my workshops. And in my workshops, we go through extensively how about creating the money avatar, and then actually speaking to the money avatar. So you can do this at home. No, you don't need to have me there to guide you. This is a very simple process. Lower your brainwaves, get into this meditative state, and then speak to your money avatar. And if this is the first, most people will be this is the first meeting they have. If this is the first time you're meeting somebody, they're not going to be best friends, are they? Right? You have to build the relationship, and also this will give you insight to how you truly feel about money. If you've created this avatar and this is your money avatar, how do you feel about it? Are you uncomfortable? Is the money avatar uncomfortable around you? And it will highlight, for example, some of the things that I hear quite a lot in the workshops is, I felt really sad because I realized all these years I've been talking down about money. Oh, I don't need money. Money is the root of all evil. Oh, money makes you corrupt. Or, I just want to be happy. I don't want money. So you've been rejecting money all this time. And when you meet money in this scenario in your mind, all those emotions, all those things come to your come to your mind, and you realize, oh my gosh, I think I've been reading all these Think and Grow Rich and Rich Dad Poor Dad books, and think I have all these good ideas about money, but truly I've been rejecting money all this time. It really gives you deep insight into how you've been treating money all this time. Now, what's happened in the past is the past. Leave it be. The next step is to actually, when you first meet somebody, introduce yourself, speak to them. And now this is the key. This is up to this point.
I was going to ask you, what is the importance of the avatar? What is the importance of that conversation and relationship?
Because this is how you're going to become best friends with money. Okay. Up until this point, you've been rejecting money, either consciously, most likely unconsciously, because of your subconscious programming. So from this point on, after this first initial conversation, what I recommend people to do is have a regular conversation with your money avatar, for 5 minutes every night. That's it. I mean, if someone's your best friend, or let me ask you this, Elisabeth, when you first meet somebody and you really hit off and you're like, oh my God, you're so amazing, I love you so much. You may hit it off and you become really close to that very first meeting, but unless you continue to build that relationship, that's not going to go anywhere.
No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. Everything is an investment in time.
Exactly. So you need to invest that time with money. Now, what will happen? Now, this is the beauty of this technique. Over a period of time, and this does take, it doesn't take that long, but it does take anywhere from 30 to 90 days. What you'll find is your attitude, your feelings towards your money avatar will change, and that will have a profound effect on how you see money on a daily basis. So I'll give you my example. I'm really defensive when it comes to money. I really do believe I'm an attorney I was an attorney in a past life, and I'm an attorney for money now. If somebody says any derogative comment about money, I'm like, you know what? That's not true. Money doesn't, cause you to be corrupt. You're either corrupt or you're not corrupt. Money just highlights it. Nobody causes, money doesn't cause divorce. Two people were unable to work their issues out, and money got the blame, right? So I'm always defending money. You'll find you'll stop yourself from talking derogatively about money, because guess what? You've been having and you've been forming this positive relationship with money. And the positive aspect of this is, from law of attraction, when you send out these positive vibes towards something in high vibration, that's what you're going to get back. So if you start thinking about money differently, you'll start treating it differently, and you start retraining your subconscious mind slowly and gradually as you're building this relationship. See how powerful this is? And it's a very simple technique.
No, I think it's amazing. No one's ever talked to me about having a money avatar before. And that's an amazing piece. Because for you're an intuitive life coach. So I would only imagine how that kind of leads you into this conversation or coaching that you're doing with people. But what's been the best story that you've actually experienced with one of your students when they actually started to have a really incredible relationship with money and their money avatar? What are some of the things that actually started to happen in that person's life or your life that really made a difference, or that law of attraction of energy coming your way?
I can read you story after story after story. I'll give you one story for starters for now. One for Sam. Sam is somebody who came to work in my mastermind. So this is my high-end programs, right? Sam came to work with me. When she joined my mastermind, she didn't have the money to pay for the first month's installment. She had to borrow that from her son. And I was okay with it because I could see what would happen for her. And within 2 months, because using the same techniques I've been talking about, especially the money avatar one, she not only doubled her annual income, but she made it her monthly income within 2 months. Within 2 months. Okay. Wow. And there's somebody else, Edward, who's a realtor. He's got estate agents or something, and he's in Spain. And during this COVID lockdown, property has boomed everywhere across the globe because people are moving. They want to get big houses, whatever else. And unfortunately for him, it didn't work that way. He, for the last 12 months, hadn't sold a single property. 12 months, right? Yeah. So he came to work with me. And literally, he joined me in February, and by March, he'd sold not one but 2 large value properties, not average properties. These are multi-million euro properties, and he sold not one but 2 within. I think it was within a month, but I think it both happened within a week. So that's how quickly results come, because he starts seeing things differently. And remember, this individual, especially Edward, he's done a lot of work with Dr. Joe Dispenza. So he was used to meditation. He was used to that kind of work. It was just not focused in the way that I sort of talk through, and that's what happened. I'll give you another example. So another one of my clients. So she's a very, very brilliant coach. I have the privilege of attracting the most amazing clients. So she was already a very good coach. And I said to her, okay, let's up your game. Let's up your monthly target. So I took her target from 5 to 25. She was averaging between 5 and 10. And she said, well, she was a bit hesitant about it. I said, look, this at the target. I set it for 3 months. Lo and behold, within the end of the first month, she hit 30K. And this happened to a second client as well. Another one who's actually in the UK. This one's in the US. The second one is in the UK. She was working, I think, anywhere from 5 to 10. I think her maximum was 15, which was like in August last year. She came and she made 30K in 1 week. Now, am I teaching them anything different about marketing? Hell no. All I'm doing is changing their ideas and perception around money. And when you do that, money rewards you. I mean, money is your best friend. And it was like, oh, you really like me? Okay, let me come to you. That's the kind of scenario. It sounds silly when you say, really, money can talk like that. But if you energetically think about it, that's exactly what happens. Money comes to you more frequently, more ferociously, and stays for longer periods. It has to go. That's the ebb and flow of money. But the way it comes, keeps coming, and the amounts that come to you larger and larger and larger, and it stays for longer and longer.
I mean, that's an incredible story right there. Both, I mean, all of those stories are incredible. The reality here is that people have not had a great relationship with money. One thing is to attract it, which is the incredible side of this, because it can change someone's life. But in addition, how well are you coaching or creating an energy for them to have a better relationship with money when it actually comes to them?
So this is where I don't believe in doing work for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 months even. My mastermind is 12 months for this reason, because yes, attracting money is one thing, but keeping it and maintaining it is another. So this is a question I get asked a lot, especially I remember San when she was first started attracting lots of money. She says, well, how do I carry on going? How do I keep up the momentum? How do I keep it? How do I, make sure that it carries on and on and on? And you have to understand this, like everything in life, there's going to be ups, there's going to be, peaks and troughs. So there'll be times when you have money that comes to you ferociously, the time when money slows down. It happens in my own business too. When we're launching, we have an influx of money, and there are times when, money's still coming, but it's not as, and to the extent that it does, when we're doing a launch month. That's something that you understand. That's how cash flow works. It's perfectly fine. But it's maintaining that status quo for yourself in terms of how am I maintaining my energy? How am I looking upon money when it's coming to me? And how am I looking upon money when it's going away from me? This is where they need to understand the ebb and flow of money. Now, if you make money your best friend, using that example again, this is why this technique works so brilliantly. If you have your best friend and the best friend comes to see you like, oh, Elisabeth, I missed you so much to go. Let's go for drinks. And you go off with with the girlfriend to have drinks, and then you have amazing blasting time. Just enjoying yourselves. And then she gets up and says, look, I've got to work. I have to go rush off now. I've got a flight to catch tomorrow, and I'm going to San Francisco for the next 2 weeks. You say, oh, you know what? I'm really going to be, I'm really sad to see you go, but I'll see you soon. And you let it be and you go off, right? Now, when you go home, you know the fact that she's in San Francisco, she'll be back soon. But if you need her, she's just a phone call away, right? Sure. And if at any moment in time, you desperately need her help, she'll jump on a plane and come back to you. That is the kind of ideology and the kind of feelings and sentiments you need to have towards money. Now, imagine the same scenario. This friend who goes, oh, I need to go to San Francisco. I'm going to go for a week. And you're like, no, don't go. I may need you. I may need you in my life. You have to come and stay with me. You bring her home, you lock in a room and throw away the key. Like, can you imagine? Right? And unfortunately, that's what most people do with money. They're like, oh, no, I better hold on to it. I may need it later. Oh, for God's sakes, come on, right? If you need it, you'll attract it again. It'll come back. This is where the best friend ideology works, because your best friend's got your back. Money, if money is your best friend, it will be with you before you know you need it. And that's what happens with me every single time. And this requires constant work on yourself. When money goes out, bless it, send it away with love and say, yeah, I'll see you soon. And that's why it shouldn't be a lover. It shouldn't be a family member. It shouldn't be anyone you know. It should be something new created through your mind by yourself for you to develop this amazing relationship with money.
Oh my gosh, I love your passion. This is incredible. This is an incredible conversation. And if people want to get in touch with you, Gull, because you are in London, you're 8 hours ahead of where we are right now. That's our little bit of time travel, right? But how can people learn more about you and about these techniques, and how maybe they could even engage with you?
I think the best place is to come start listening to my podcast. If you like what I hear, I talk I talk quite a lot on my one. And so come and listen to Money Mindset with Gull Khan first, and start listening and understanding. Obviously, we don't have much time here. The different techniques I talk about forgiveness quite a lot. And the recent podcast I did was, forgiveness is an act of self-care. And so these sort of things, you'll start understanding my philosophy. Now, if you like my philosophies, if they're attractive, they resonate with you, then you can come and join one of our workshops. We do those quite frequently, or some of the other programs. But I don't want you to go and buy into the workshop or any of the programs until you've heard me speak, at least for a couple of weeks, and you resonate. What the things I say resonate with you, because I'm very much, you either love me or you hate me. I'm very clear in my approach to money and in my approach to the way I treat money. And if you like my approach, you would love me. But if it doesn't resonate with you, you won't. And I'm good with either way. I'm happy and bless you both ways. So that's why I say, listen to a podcast first, and then we can take it from there.
Well, I think it's incredible because it's about becoming educated. We don't want to just be, in the dark behind the locked door, right?
Exactly.
I'm so grateful that you've been on the show for Ways to Love Your Money. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a relationship with money show. It couldn't be a better person to have on the show. And again, thank you so much. We look forward to maybe having you back again in the future, because I'd love to know even like the next steps, because I think our people are going to want to hear that too.
I'd love to come back, Elisabeth, and I hope I can have you as a guest on my show at some point.
Well, we would love that. That would be an incredible honor. We'd be so thankful for that. So stay tuned. We'll be right back for more, but you won't want to miss this show today. This is one that you're going to want to listen to multiple times over and over again. We'll be right back. As a thank you to all of our listeners, I would love to offer you a complimentary consultation with me, Elisabeth Dawson, and just click on the link below and you can schedule that time to meet with me. Take care. See you soon. Well, Gull has an amazing perspective on what our relationship should be like with our money avatar. I had never heard of a money avatar before this show, and of course, at first you're going, what are we talking about? But I think that the complexity of this and everything that we can create as a best friend relationship, whether you have faith, whether you have things that you want to attract to yourself, the law of attraction, abundance is a major law of attraction. I think that Gull has something powerful to share with us here, and I definitely think you should check out our podcast. We'll make sure that there's some information below. And if you're thinking about this right now, I would definitely peek your eyes and ears to listen and really kind of search out what your relationship with money is. Our audience question today is, how can I improve my relationship with money? Well, I think this show is a big start. How can you improve your relationship with money? Well, first and foremost, we have a copy of our book here, Wealth by Design. I think that's a powerful tool to read. If you want to get a copy, reach out to 619-640-2622. We'll get you a copy. There's an audio version available of it as well. We want people to have the most amount of education that they can possibly have about the possibilities of their future. It might not all be you right now, and it may not even pertain to you, but if it actually made one difference in your life, and you really focused on how you actually have a better relationship with money, looking at your cash flow, how much am I spending on such and such? What am I spending here? Where are all my dollars and cents going? Why do we scratch our heads by the end of the day? Well, inflation is a big factor here, and inflation is going to keep taking away money on top of the taxes that we pay, on top of the financial institutions that we work with, and on top of our banks and lifestyle that we actually want to spend money on. So the faster you make your money, all these entities are trying to get your money. So if you have a better relationship or even a guardrail as to what you're willing to spend on certain things, and then you're not sacrificing the ability to actually keep what you've earned, this will be where your abundance will begin. So again, there's a lot of questions about that kind of topic, but ultimately here it's about building your education, which is wealth in itself, and making the right decisions for your future and starting to have a better relationship with money and not fearing it. Fearing it is the absolute distractor, and that is probably why it keeps running away from you. So welcome it. Now is the time to welcome the wealth that you want to create. And again, Wealth by Design, that's what this show is all about. Ways to love your money. Thanks again for tuning in, season 5. We're going to be checking out now, but if you have any questions, please email your questions so we can give it on to the next show's feedback at questions@Elisabeth.Dawson.com. Take care. The information provided in this show is for informational and educational purposes only. This show is not investment advice, nor is it intended to address the financial needs of any particular viewer. The opinions expressed on this show are not intended to be an endorsement of any particular investment strategy or service of any other kind. You must make an independent decision regarding investments or strategies mentioned throughout the show. Before acting on information in this show, you should consider whether it is suitable for your particular situation and strongly consider seeking advice from a financial advisor.